Hello everyone, myself Forum Makwana, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the session of Satellite Communication. In the previous session, we have started Improvement 11, that is Satellite, Mobile and Specialized Services. In the previous session, we have seen GPS, that is Global Positioning System. Apart from that, it is also known as a North Star, right? We have seen its different elements, different segments, limitations, application, and the advantages, right? In today's session, we will see what is VSAT, what are different components of VSAT, its network architecture, application of VSAT, and where it is used, particularly for based on the advantages and the disadvantages. Now, what is VSAT? The full form of VSAT is a very small aperture terminal, which is a small telecommunication earth station that receives and transmits data. It can be in the form of video and audio, but via satellite. So it is a satellite based wide area network with centrally managed hub. So the very small component of this VSAT, which is acronym which refers to the size of VSAT dish, right? Apart from that, we can say the size of dish can have typically a value that is 60 centimeter to 3.8 meter. Now, what are the components of VSAT? First, it consists of the earth segment, which is going to be divided into two units. The first one is the outdoor unit, that it contains the antenna. Over here, we can see that this is the front view of our dish antenna. The dish in which it shows the reflector. This block is called the low noise block. This is for the feeder. That means we are going to inject the signal through this feeder. And these two are the reflector. This is the reflector. This is the rear view. This is the front view. Alright. So the second part of the VSAT is the indoor unit. The outdoor was our dish antenna, and the indoor unit is the interface between the VSAT and the user's equipment. It requires this device. The user's equipment can be PC, television, or we can say a telephone, right? So this is the device which is also known as the company of the SkyStar 360E. This is the front view and this is the rear view, which is going to be installed inside the building. So this space segment, which basically includes a geosatellite, that is a geostationary Earth orbit. We know that there are total 3 conditions to fulfill for the satellite to be a geostationary. The first condition is the rotational speed of satellite must be same as the rotational speed of Earth. Second, its inclination angle must be 0. And the third is the orbit must be a circular. These 3 are the conditions. So this geostationary Earth orbit satellite with a directional antenna. Why we are going to the directional antenna? Because it can transmit the signal to a longer distance with higher gain. Alright. So this directional antenna which is going to be integrated, which revolves around the equator at the same rotational speed, because it is a geostationary Earth orbit, right? So for that we need to understand the VSAT network architecture. The Earth station which act as hub, This Earth station has a very powerful antenna of 15 to 36 foot wide, like this, right? A wide antenna which employs a routing capability and has a high speed of connection for the VSAT network. So this each end user is going to be interconnected with the Earth station via satellite and forming a star topology. So the controlling will be at the hub. It will controls the entire operation of the network, right? So for one user to communicate with another, each transmission has to first go to the hub station and then it going to be retransmitted via the satellite to the other VSAT. So this is the network architecture of VSAT, in which we can see over here. This is the hub equipment, in which it includes a user 1, a central computer, user 2, user 3 likewise, and they are going to be controlled with the help of hub, and that hub is going to be connected to the outdoor unit, right? That is a dish antenna that we have discussed. The signal is going to be transmitted to the satellite, and we are able to control a large number of sites. So at the receiving side, the user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4 remote terminals are there, right? So this is the basic network architecture of VSAT, right? So what are the application of VSAT? We can say that it can be used for the computer communication, in reservation system, in billing system, in email, video conferencing, cell transaction, credit check and credit card verification, stock control and the management. So this VSAT can also be used for the telecommunication purpose. The media can use this VSAT. The one antenna which can be mounted on that specific location, or if you want to see the live news can be displayed onto the TV with the help of this VSAT application. It is a very small aperture terminal. The very small stands for the diameter of, or the aperture of the antenna, right? So these are the applications of VSAT. Now what are the advantages? The advantages are, we are able to integrate a large number of networks. Because of that, it provides the high flexibility to increase the size of network. It covers a distance geographical location. Based on that, we are able to handle voice, video and data. So, as it is a mobile which can be used for short time, or we can say for the emergency communication, right? Now what are the disadvantages? The disadvantages are, it also requires a clear line of sight communication between the dish, which is onto the ground, and the satellite, which is in the space. So it requires a continuous line of sight communication. So we can say that this is the first disadvantage. Second disadvantage is outages in some cases because of the weather. So this outages normally last for few minutes. So it can be a disadvantage for VSAT, right? So over here Unit number 11 of satellite communication is finished. It only have two topics which are most important. So still, if you have any question, you can ask me at any time on my mentioned email ID. So the whole 100% syllabus of satellite communication is finished. We have seen in this subject what are the applications, what are the types of satellite, how the satellite will going to be rotate around the earth, what are different laws, what are different losses, then what do you mean by uplink, downlink, how carrier noise power ratio is going to be calculated for uplink and downlink, what parameter that we are going to consider, what are the application of satellite, what do we mean by digital direct broadcast satellite services, and what are a different application of satellite like GPS and VSAT. So the whole 100% syllabus of satellite communication is finished now. Thank you for your attention.